What's up? What's up?
Yo,
Hey, we're back.
here we are.
Welcome, Internet. Hey, I even wore my t shirt today. I didn't even plan it that way. What do you got on? Co-founders?
hmm
Hey, all right. Boxlunch episode 25. Man, we haven't gone live or recorded anything, man, since like April, I think. At least April. I can't believe we're in December.
Yeah, man, we went dark.
We did go dark. But good thing is we've been pretty busy,
Yeah,
kind of heads down working. So
pandemics
that's
have a way
good.
of doing that, you know?
Or do you mean a pandemic?
Hey now. Yeah.
Yeah, things are interesting right now. December 2nd. You're shut down, right? LA County? Pretty much
Yeah. Well,
shut back down.
I mean, we
No
haven't
dining,
left.
right?
What's that?
No
No
dining
dining?
at all. Yeah, that's
Probably
crazy.
not. No. But we typically don't. I mean, we've been using DoorDash and stuff. We don't go out much at all. Kids stay here, they work out of the house.
Yeah.
I work out of the house. So,
You got a new space there, right? You're working on garage.
well, yeah. Trying to flip my garage.
Work in progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So it's getting there. It's slow going though. It's
Yeah.
slow going. I am not I'm not one of those property flippers. I've realized. Like don't ask me to flip properties. I
Yeah, 'cause
remember
you just. What about the sledgehammer, like demoing? Like,
yeah, that's fine. We had fun doing that. But the building it up part takes a long time.
yeah, I'm not one of those either. Like
Yeah.
heavy. Like even when we put this thing up, the shelving.
Mhm.
I mean, I went on TaskRabbit. I'm like, I'm not even gonna mess with that. I'm not gonna mess with anything.
Yeah.
Like the wallpaper is about the extent of it, and that's because it's a peel
Yeah,
sticker.
yeah.
You know, you just
Stickers.
like roll it and stick it on the wall. Looks real, but it's a sticker. But I
Yeah.
suck at that stuff too.
Yeah.
But dang, man, what's been going on since April? It's hard to believe it's been that long. I think the last time we recorded one of these, we were talking about the W Panda idea
Oh,
we
yeah.
had. We launched that.
Yeah, we launched that.
So an update on that is we didn't. You know, it's kind of notorious of us. We launch something and then we get busy with client work right afterward, and we kind of just like collects dust on the side, you know. But
Mhm.
we did sign UCLA as a client, so that's something.
That is something.
So we'll see where that goes. I still think it's a valid idea. There's still a lot of people doing WordPress sites, and we're still getting a lot of calls from past clients that need, you know, their WordPress, you know, refreshed or whatever,
Mhm.
because they got nobody. They don't have the support for that, and you know, we got to charge them our agency fees when we do that, and it's no fun for them. But we just have to shift their mindset to like kind of pay, you know, pay sort of, what do you call it, preemptively, kind of like just you want to make sure you have
it's a
it's a
SaaS.
few bucks.
Yeah, it's a SaaS product, you
Yeah,
know?
it's a few bucks, and
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it.
It's cheap.
When it's time to take care of stuff, we'll take care of it, and you won't get a bill.
That's right.
So
It's like
that's the
insurance.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a
So I think it's valid.
cheap premium.
Yeah, but we're on our second one right now. This one literally came out of necessity, and maybe we've said that before, but this one literally is a tool that we've been wanting to use forever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want to
Yeah,
tell
we've
us
been
about
kicking
it?
this.
And
Well,
then
we've been
I'll
kicking.
reveal the name at the end.
Okay. Sounds
But
good.
you tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So one of the problems that we've always dealt with is in sort of onboarding new clients is always the proliferation of tools that we rely on and our business relies on. and making sure that everybody's on the same page as far as what we're doing and those tools. And so, there's this sort of onboarding that we do, and it would be like, all right, well, we're going to take you through this tool, this tool, this tool, this tool today. And inevitably they're like, my God, like how many tools do you guys use? But they have, eventually they kind of come to realize that that's the way business is going to work, and that's fine. But even just getting to that point of like, here are the things that we are using. Oh, Charlie's moving stuff around. Just getting to the point where things are, getting them to the point where they see how many tools we're using and have easy access to them was a hard enough thing. Like we're like, here's the links, and they'd eventually lose the links or whatever. So we felt like we needed a place to kind of help manage that. And one of the thoughts was, we looked at things like Linktree as an example for inspiration. We're like, well, there's this Linktree thing. Works great for Instagram because it's one link, but it provides several links. Easy. But as we were looking at it and at other products like it, they really weren't meant for business. So our sort of idea was, let's build something like a Linktree for business so that you can sort of create different
and for us, we use
lists.
Asana for a little kind of. We try to use Asana, I should say, to say let's just put everything there, somewhere. It's going to be a link to the sitemap somewhere. There's going to be a link to the mockups on Envision somewhere. There's going to be a link to staging the WordPress site somewhere. But can you imagine digging through Asana? Like even on the tasks that are, I should say, especially the tasks that we complete, when they just disappear.
Yeah.
And most clients don't even know what they're doing in Asana in the first place.
No.
It's hard enough to get them on there.
Yeah, they're not going to venture off of that task list.
No.
Typically.
But yeah, you said it perfectly. Linktree is a good example of like, you click it and there's nothing else but those links are there. Just bang, 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 right?
Yeah, and at first we were like, well, maybe there's like a WordPress plugin and we can just make our own little web pages for our clients. Just throw some links up. Easy peasy. But we quickly realized that wasn't as fun.
No.
So we said, let's go ahead and build something that we would use, that we would pay for. And so that's what we're doing. And we're building it.
So this is going to be officially our first like real SaaS. WPanda is more like it's a service, service as a service.
Yeah.
So different SaaS, but this is like this is like software. Like this is a tool, a utility, and we're going to charge for it. And so we're excited. I met with the team today at 1, and I think we're going to be done in about a month with kind of the initial rollout. FedEx. Oh, look at that! FedEx is here.
Oh, there you
go. Thank you. Dude, I've been waiting for this. So quick side story. The reason I was fumbling with the desk is because I just pressed this fancy little button here on my desk.
Yeah.
And my Jarvis.
Yeah.
The desk went, one of these
standing desks.
Standing desk. Made by Foley.
There you go.
So I didn't monkey around, and I got the premium one with the Black Friday deal. The problem is when I got the desktop, I didn't realize how small it was. It's literally a square like this big. So I'm using a little tiny square right now. So I had to like reorder a top. So they just delivered it. I've been waiting for like days for it. It just showed up.
Heck yeah.
I'm stoked about that. But back to Sightbox. Oh, I just revealed it.
You did.
Our tool, our SaaS product. We're going to charge for it. We're excited about it. Ready? Drum roll. You know what we're going to call it? Sightbox. S-I-T-E. S-I-T-E box.
Sightbox.
Yeah, we were like, dude, we need a name, man. We need to come up with something. And then Nathan was like, I got it.
And we even had the domain, because the truth is, a lot of the times people think that that's our name. We do a lot of site work, and people were like, oh, and we'll get emails from even some of our clients, like Sightbox, Sitebox. And we're like, well, it's not really, it's close. So we just bought the URL, just so we could say, okay, if they search for it. So we even have it lying around. And it fits really well with what it is.
I'll show you a little preview here.
Yeah, show.
So people
a little beta
following
demo
us can get a little sneak peek.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, because I just set up this Mac. I have to change my preferences on my security.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, here, I'll do it real quick. Log into Figma and show a little bit of what's going on here. Figma.
Yeah.
So that's our new logo there. So right there, Sightbox.
Sightbox.
Got a little bit of little slack to it, a little slackness going on there, which I thought was fun. Use of different colors.
We took our logo and kind of
that's exactly
inverted
what it was.
it. Yeah.
So we took the four corners of the logo, and then kind of reversed them, flipped them or inverted them, however you want to call it, and added some color. And the colors actually mean something too, which is cool. So here's kind of a little bit of a sneak peek here. The internet squared. So it's Rolodex is another kind of way you can put it. We're still trying to fine tune our messaging a little bit, but you'll see here the 4 colors actually signify the different types of cards or boxes, you want to call it, that you can display. So here's an example of for a client. Here's your link to your mockups. Here's your NDA. Here's some agency contacts. Here's a file, maybe. You know what I mean? And we can, agencies can use this, nonprofits, freelancers. 99 problems with the box ain't one. So here's the colors, right? The logo. It's fun. So we have link cards, file cards, so like upload PDFs, and then cards with just text, free-form text. You might want to save a note there or a password. I mean, it could be anything. Yeah. And then a contact card. Just give me some contact info for someone. So
and we
rest is a work in progress, but
we have some other card options coming up. We have some thoughts.
Yeah.
So this is version 1.
This is version 1, and it's only going to be $4.99.
Yeah.
$5. So hopefully in a month. And those of you that if you guys are freelancers, agency owners, nonprofits, whatever, obviously people we know we're going to reach out to and probably give free licenses to in this sort of first rollout. But if you guys are, happen to stumble upon this thing through consuming our content, like DM us or leave us a comment, and we'll give you an email to reach out to us, and we'll give it to you for free. Like, we don't care.
We don't give a crap.
We want people to, to get some good use out of it, and to hopefully it helps, organize the business or whatever. Like, we think it's going to be amazing. In fact, I'll show you a quick. This is like really showing. Why am I showing it in the browser? This is so. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want people to go there yet.
Ah!
Let me just show the Figma. So here's a kind of a sample of what a page might look like.
There you go.
So this will give you a better idea. So here's a bunch of cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a client called Reviver, which is a good segue because we could show some of the work we've been doing. Reviver is one of our clients that we had earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Right around when COVID started. We can show a little bit of that.
I'll key that up.
Here's the, here's some cards. Here's a contact card, some link cards, file card, little note card. And this stuff's shareable. So you can share it with a team. You can share it publicly if you want it to be completely public. And we have some cool things in store, for it. So we're really excited about it. Hopefully launch goes well there. But yeah, back to the segue. So what have we been working on? Like Reviver started right around COVID, like March, right?
Yeah.
March, April.
Yeah.
And we did a killer site for those guys. And then we worked with Trespasser on some renderings of that. Let me actually pull it up. Reviver. What's up, Chris? I see our good buddy John Leonardi on here too. What's up, John? We'll give you access to Sightbox, John, so you can keep all your clients. You can put all the important information, man, when you're closing on those houses. You can use it for real estate too.
Oh yeah.
You share again. Reviver. Yeah, you want to tell us about Reviver?
Yeah. So Reviver is the first digital license plate. It uses sort of an what do they call it? Electronic ink, sort of like a Kindle type thing. So it just stays on.
Mm-hmm. And I have one.
Yeah, Charlie has one now. Yeah, which is great. Scroll down a little bit. You can kind of see the way it looks and stuff. But yeah, the product is pretty smart.
So what did we do here with this with the cars?
Yeah, we had to render all this. We were going to do a photo shoot,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to say, yeah, that's not going to happen. This is back in April, May. So we had our friends at Trespasser work on this.
Mm-hmm. And here's the reason why we went with render. Well, renders because COVID, we couldn't do a photo shoot.
Yeah.
But that sort of gave us the idea to use this sort of toggle feature because the product itself, the plate can go light or dark mode on the app.
That's right.
So we decided to do that to the website. So if you see here, I'm going to flip it to dark.
That's right.
And the whole website turns to dark theme, and the cars and the plate turns to dark theme as well, which I thought was pretty sick. I've never seen that before. I've seen light dark mode on websites, but not with the freaking with the product like that. So let me scroll down a bit. So there's the RPlate Pro, and you'll see here you can toggle.
Mm-hmm. And so it's sold with a subscription.
Yep.
Actually, go back up. I want to see. Has that been updated there? So it says, oh yeah.
This?
No, go back up. The pricing. There.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
It's about $18 a month, but I think you got to buy it now.
Yeah.
It's about $500.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They just had a article written in Car and Driver this week.
Yeah, $4.99 for our plate, $5.99 for our plate Pro.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and that R plate is really the way to go because I think it's wireless, right? It's just the plate, runs off batteries. Whereas the other one you have to have
the Pro needs to
installed.
get wired.
Yeah,
Has to
the
get
Pro
plugged
needs to be
in.
installed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. But,
you know what else we did here? We did a little plate generator.
Oh yeah, that was a cool idea.
Cool. So you can write custom messages on these things, where it says like DMB here at the bottom.
Yeah, and then you can
I
get
think
your
they're
own
gonna allow
custom plate.
Yeah. So here's like here's our plate, and you'll see here. So you like.
There you go.
Kind of like a live, thing.
Yeah.
You can choose the message right at the bottom, go to black. And then in Arizona, because it's only in 2 states right now. So it just kind of gives you an idea of what yours would look like. And then you can download it. Saves like a PNG. It's cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool site, cool product. So the reason why we sort of called this episode "Sticking to Our Guns" is I feel like every time we do one of these updates, year-end updates, we start pivoting the company. We're like, we want to get into this, or we want to focus on this and this, and we've been really talking about startups for almost 2 years now, and in some cases against the advice of some pretty smart people, in our circles that are like, "Are you sure about that? There's not a whole lot of money there, and it's risky." And
we just hear a lot of horror stories like, "Oh, you're gonna get burned. You're gonna get burned."
Yeah. So this, I feel like, even though COVID kind of like slowed things down, I feel like this was a good segue into kind of transitioning almost 100% into that. Because what we were doing is we were relying on non-startup clients, kind of, more corporate-y clients, or, sometimes we call them legacy clients, kind of
corporate,
kind of paying the bills clients, keeping us afloat. And those started to dry out, like literally. So it was a matter of just this, it's sort of happening naturally. And we doubled down and we said, let's just go hard on these. And they just started trickling in, man. Went from Reviver, and then we jumped right into, what was the other one we were working on?
Rafe.
We did Rafe. So these guys are into Kubernetes. So this was a fun project here. I mean, we just, I feel like we knocked this one out of the park. Especially if you would have seen what it was before,
Oh, yeah.
Just literally night and day. Client was super happy. In fact, the one of the board members from this company was the co-founder of WP Engine. Loved the site, and then connected us with an investor, and then we got into some more work, right? So started opening some doors. Went from this one, we did Reviver, we did Rafe, and then we did a nonprofit site. So that one we did for an investor, right? So
yeah.
And these guys, so the investor actually, he's what you would call a SIP, right? He was a child of an incarcerated parent growing up.
Yeah.
In sports, kind of kept him in line. And he was able to get a scholarship, right?
Yeah, he ended up at Stanford or something like that on an academic scholarship, and it changed his whole, or Yale or something like that. I mean, ended
Yeah,
up
yeah,
changing his whole course in life. So he really looked back at his time in football as that opportunity. So he wants to offer that to other people
yep.
and other kids who have parents who are incarcerated who potentially have, you know, are being kept from sports because they can't afford it. You know, they don't have support, encouragement to do it. So, and then who is this guy?
Yeah, and they've got Julian Edelman here,
Hmm.
their athlete ambassador. So it's kind of cool. When we launched, um, yeah, so here's Matt. Yeah, so when we launched Julian, he put it on his social media. In fact, Tuesday, right? Yesterday, Day of Giving, he
Hmm.
posted it again.
Wow.
Yeah. So great organization, great people, and yeah, we did a pretty cool job on this website. They had the branding right, and they had a kind of an idea of what they were looking for, and we just
Yeah,
like
they had kind of picked out the colors and stuff, and so, um,
we just kind
but
of
a
ran
lot of
with it. It
it,
was
yeah, but a lot of it was trying to find a way of sort of presenting this that didn't feel, uh, it needed to feel sort of relevant to that audience. It needed to
mhm,
feel like, okay, these people understand what's sort of going on, but not in a, but more in an optimistic way, I would say, right? That they see the potential in sports. Um, so it's sort of that thing, we sort of acknowledge the situation they're in, but then we quickly move to what that solution is and how important it is. So there's Matt right there when he was
yeah,
when he was younger.
yep.
So yeah, yeah, great
That was a fun
organization,
one.
and they're just getting started. So they're looking for other sponsors. They're looking for um,
Hmm.
different partners, and the way it works is they basically will, find students as young as, I want to say, like, is it 12 or 13,
Hmm.
um, and they'll support them throughout high school. So if and it's and this the sponsor, they won't even bring a new student on unless they have basically sort of a grant through high school. So it's not like these kids are going to have to worry about, well, what about next year? Or what if the funding dries up? The agreement is that that money is already there throughout for until they graduate. So
Hmm.
so it's a good deal. It's a really strong program, and I think it's going to be great. They're testing it out in San Francisco, or what is it, Oakland? I think is where they're
I
starting
think
it,
so. Yeah.
and then they're just going to start having put me in basically chapters all over the country. That's the plan. I think I have no doubt they're going to succeed in this.
Yeah. Me neither. Cool peeps. What
So
else
we
did we
pushed
work
this.
on?
This launched right. When did this launch? Late October.
Hmm. I think so.
Yeah, right before the election. I remember that being
Yeah,
one of the deadlines. We wanted to beat the
that's right. Oh,
craziness of the
pot.
election.
I got another one. Just remembered. Podscribe.
Oh yeah,
What's
Podscribe.
about these guys?
So Podscribe, straight up startup. They've run by some really smart people. They have built a Podscribe, a podcast transcription platform that takes podcasts right from the RSS feed. So easy, you just point it to where the podcast lives, and it pulls it into a speech to text sort of thing,
Yeah.
transcribes it automatically. But then what it does as well is it has an editor that you can go through and then make any corrections or add hyperlinks or files and stuff to the transcription.
Yep.
So it allows you to sort of do that. Which also is really cool too is it sort of does like a closed captioning thing. So when you play it, it moves, it highlights the words as it's sort of going through. So you can sort of read and listen at the same time. It has that sort of closed captioning effect to it. And the benefits of it, really smart, is that it's highly indexable by search engines. So let's say you have a podcast, like let's say this episode, we're mentioning Podscribe, we're mentioning Reviver, we're mentioning Rafe. Well, if we did a transcription of that, those words would be in the transcription and they would be indexed by Google. So in the event that you're searching for Reviver or Podscribe or, any of these things that we're talking about, there's a chance that this podcast or this episode would show up. So you're getting this benefit. Whereas if it's just an audio file, Google doesn't scan that. So you're basically making it more indexable by search engines. Plus, you're expanding your audience. You're documenting, and essentially you can make sort of blog entries out of your podcast. There's a lot of potential behind it, and so that's why we kind of, when we approached it, we did some a little bit of creative work on the headlines and stuff like that about this idea of being more than just heard. Or this idea of share what you have to say. It's this idea that we're giving a voice to people who have a voice, if that makes sense. So we're saying you have a point of view, and it shouldn't be limited to just the people who can hear it. Your message needs to get out, and so that's sort of our marketing approach to how they get their word out. But they're just in their beginning stages.
But they've got their branding.
Oh yeah, we did their branding. That's right.
Yeah.
We did do that. The little P quote.
Mm-hmm.
I think it came out pretty darn good.
Loved it.
Yeah, and I think there's also like some other stuff branding wise we want to do with them. But yeah, the idea here is that it's like a P and talking, pretty obvious, but I like that. I like how clean it is, and they really went for that, and I'm really proud of them for choosing that. And they've already got some great clients. I think they have, who did he say? Michael Moore is one of his clients.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting a bunch of different big podcasters on their thing, and I think there are other tools out there that sort of are in this space, but I think the way they've designed theirs and engineered it, it's already better than what else exists. So, and then you can easily embed that the copy and stuff. So anyway, it's a great tool. We're excited. We're proud of these guys.
Yeah, big time.
Podscribe.
Yeah, we did some branding for. Let's see, we did some branding for DTEX, another company. We did some website stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on another one, Borneo.
Yep.
Current client. We're working on some stuff. Branding. Kind of the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Actually,
they're another startup.
2 or 3 other ones as well, like on top of it. So I feel like kind of this last month and a half has just kind of been like, it's been good for us. It's been startup after startup, and we're not great at marketing ourselves, traditionally, because when we want to, then we get referrals, which is how most people get their business. And
what's strange,
they've been good ones.
Yeah, well, what's kind of interesting is probably a year ago, we were still getting a referral business that wasn't startups. It was just other, businesses or teams within the corporations we were already working with.
Yeah.
But we weren't getting referrals of startups. Like, we were just having to go out and find these people. And now we're getting referrals from startups. So it is quite nice. And then I think in next year we're going to really push for some outbound searching.
Yeah.
We've got some good prospecting that we can be doing, that we're excited about. And then, but I think what's been really crazy is how, like you said, like even during this pandemic, and we might have talked about it, is that there's still a lot of interest in the world of startups. In fact, I would say if you look, I mean, we live in this really weird time. And I'm talking like as if I'm partly recording this for posterity's sake, because I kind of feel like 2020 is one of those years, you know. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's going to be one that is there's going to be books and, you know, movies made about this year,
Absolutely.
for decades. And I have a feeling that, you know, we're going to look back. But one of the things is that we're dealing with this record unemployment, civil unrest, all this stuff's going to shit. But guess what? Stock market's doing amazing. Dow's over 30,000. And there's Cliff. Hey, Cliff, what's up, man?
So I'm talking about the world burning, and he's like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, but during all of this, you know, stuff's going crazy, you know, where the tech sector is going crazy. Airbnb is going to do their IPO. Tesla did their split. You know, Amazon's bringing in 90 billion a quarter. It's outrageous.
Did you hear about Slack?
And Slack's getting acquired.
Did you hear how much?
How much?
Dude, it's like $27 billion.
Dang it.
I just
That's
saw
about
it,
as much
before
as
this.
That's about as much as Ford is worth, you know? Isn't that crazy?
Insane. It's insane.
A little chat app.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, it's getting crazy out there. And so the world, but I think what's happening is they're realizing, and I think they were bought by Salesforce, right? So you're having this realization that work is going to continue to be virtual. And we talked a little bit about this. So there's sort of these pivotal moments that things sort of change where we sort of break our old habits and start new ones. And I'll tell you what, you know, a year of a pandemic or a year of working from home, people have developed and will retain some of the habits they're doing now. It's going to be harder to go back than it is to just, you know what I mean? Like these things are going to, some of this stuff is going to stick. And these were always things that certain businesses were doing on the side. We and I'll tell our story a little bit. We sort of were like, oh, we were a remote agency, but we would try to almost hide that fact. Remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, we would sort of be like, we
got three offices.
We're remote, but man, we got 3 offices and we're going to put them on the map and we're going to, you know, these locations and addresses and, you know, Google map that thing. And what's crazy is now we're down to 1 office. So we last year we closed one in the fall. This year we closed one in the fall. Ironically, our team hasn't been bigger.
Yeah.
Our team hasn't been bigger. We're growing. We're bigger than we've ever been. And we're down to 1 office. So there's this, that I don't see that trend changing. I think in a year from now, we'll maybe we'll have 1 office, maybe we'll have none. Who knows? But I bet our team will be twice as big a year from now. And everyone's going to be working remote. It's great. I think, you know, I think what'll happen is people will probably maybe go back to some sort of office scenario where we have like a WeWork office or some sort of place out of the house if people want that. But I think for the most part, people are probably going to stay working out of their house and screw the commute, you know? And
I agree. Yeah.
And technology is going to embrace that, right? So these companies like Slack are going to sort of pave that way, you know? And a lot of our clients, we were talking about this probably in the earlier episode of the pandemic, that we sort of saw video as being this pivotal moment. And, you know, Tap That app, we kind of revisioned as a video app. We also have some of our other ones, Game Squad, video chat for live sports.
Forgot about that one.
Once live sports come back, that'll be a big deal. But there's a lot of stuff where I think the idea of this new technology is just gonna pave. It became more apparent that innovation is the way forward, not just for during a pandemic, but right now the S&P is being run by technology companies. The most valuable companies in the country are all tech based, and so it's just official, like oil and petro, and it's not Exxon, it's not Chevron anymore. It's Facebook, it's Google, it's Amazon, and so it's just a new day, and we feel like we're positioned really well to take advantage of that and to grow into that space. So
100% agree.
It's a little bit of a silver lining, I guess, but we of course want the pandemic to end as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But I think that innovation has really shined as a way through this, that's made it livable. I mean, I was looking at one of the, I was on Reddit one day and someone was talking about the fact they're like, thank God this happened now instead of like in the 80s before the internet. Can you imagine if we didn't have the internet and
can you imagine if
stuck at home?
You didn't have DoorDash?
Right? I mean, imagine if we didn't have Shipped and Amazon.
Never used the Whole Foods delivery.
Yeah.
Instacart, DoorDash.
Zoom.
Before this, never used it. Now I don't know how I could live without it.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of funny because technology sort of saved humanity, inadvertently. If it had happened in the 80s or 90s or in the 70s, it would be pandemonium. You know what I mean?
Oh,
now it's just like, whatever, I'm just going to play video games in my living. I mean, people are just like, whatever. It's a mild inconvenience in many respects.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's that. That's our time capsule. Look back on some of this.
Yeah, we'll try to do another one of these before 2020 is officially over.
Yeah.
Because the way that this year's been going, anything can happen in 4 weeks.
Every day it's something. Every day.
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll hit you guys with some more. But yeah, we're going at it. Dude, I'm glad we stuck to our guns and went for it because it's starting to happen. And it's good.
It's
definitely good. It's fun. More than anything, it's fun.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Totally happy about that. And the team, like you said, we've never been bigger. Like, shout out to Team Sightbox right now. We've never been this distributed, but we've never had so much talent.
Yeah.
Around, and it's great. It makes things so much fun,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you do too. We feel a lot of confidence going forward.
Dude, big time, man.
I mean, we had a lot of passion for working with startups. There's Cliff. We have a lot of passion for this, but there's, getting there is hard, right? How do we actually do stuff? We have visions of helping startups do these things, but getting there and doing it is hard. It's not, you can't just snap your fingers, and having a team is how you do it. And so,
yeah, totally.
We've been really lucky to find some really great people. So, and maybe we'll, as time goes on, we'll probably bring some of them on. We'll have them on the show and introduce them.
Yeah, why not?
It'll be fun.
So
embarrass them.
Yeah. Just don't want to. Nobody to poach them, Just kidding. No, they're cool. But no, good stuff. Happy holidays. It's December. Whatever you guys are doing, stick to it. Better days are coming.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Absolutely.
Well, good chatting, man. We
awesome.
got a client meeting in 12 minutes, so.
All right, let's prep.
I think this is a good place to cut it. Thanks for everyone who's watching live. I appreciate you. And whoever stumbles upon this, check out our other videos, and we'll be getting some more content up here in the next year for sure. So
Yeah. Stay in touch. Stay safe, everybody.
Sightbox